told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay, just let me be me.
That will go down. Burnley have a chance to escape the relegation zone before the final day. Back-to-back defeats have stalled their progress, and tonight he brings who could have a big say in who stays up and who wins the title. Steven Gerrard's side head to City on the final day, where a win could crown Liverpool champions, but their sole focus tonight is beating Burnley. Teenager carnage will make a start tonight among four. Final home game of the season. Bumper crowd expected here at Villa Park. Everton also in action again tonight. They take on Crystal Palace, and just as on Sunday, they know a win is all they need to see them safe. What a reception again at Goodison Park. The fans have certainly played their part. One last chance to try and inspire a performance from these players before they head to Arsenal on Sunday. Michael Keane back for them tonight. Richarlison and... So a win for Everton would be enough. A point's enough to see Burnley out of the bottom three because of Leeds' vastly inferior goal difference. And if Burnley need to beat Brentford on the final day to chance of survival, if Burnley lose, Leeds would have to better their results on Sunday. To Villa Park, where our back three of Dion Dublin and Stephen Ward has become a back four because Ben Mee has joined us right at the start here this evening. Ben,
that will never be forgotten in these parts. A final score that means Everton will stay up.
Unbelievable scenes, a historic night at Goodison Park. Frank Lampard and his men have done it. Everton are safe. They had to win today to guarantee to stay up and secure their 69th straight top flight season. And there is the confirmation. They are on 39 points, and with it, they are guaranteed another season of Premier League football. This is why we love this game. It is a night that Everton fans will never forget, guys. When it all seemed lost, it was a comeback that will be remembered forever on the blue half of Merseyside. Robbie Mustoe, have you ever seen anything like this at Goodison Park?
No, I haven't. I'm not sure I've seen anything like this. Certainly for a team that avoids relegation. Maybe a team that wins a Premier League title, maybe. But this is, I mean, it's unprecedented, these kind of scenes. First off, I hope all the players are okay, by the way, with all the fans coming onto the field. I totally get that. It's fine. But I hope all the players have managed to get to the dressing room, some of them. I'm sure the Everton players are still out there. But, like, this league, this sport, this is what it means to stay in this league. And I don't know, there's many sports or leagues around the world that it means so much to the teams to stay there. The relief, it must be incredible for all Everton fans all over the globe. And they can sleep soundly now, knowing they're back in this league for next season. But again, Rob, have you seen this amount of people on a Premier League field at any point?
What this group of fans have done, Robin, in the last 3 home games, how they've turned up, how they've supported, how they've pushed this team, it's almost like they deserve to be on the pitch because they've played a part. They've played a part in making sure that this football club stayed in the Premier League. And at 2-0 down at half-time, I said Frank Lampard has got the biggest 15 minutes of his managerial career. Credit to him. He made a substitute with Dele Alli that changed the game, that got the team back playing with a little bit of confidence. He got the goals that he needed. Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, his 2 key forwards, getting him in the goals. This team could have been dead and buried. This team could have been possibly heading out of the Premier League, and for 2-0 down to come back to 3-2, for everything he's done, titles in Champions League, this will mean just as much.
There was so much pressure on Frank Lampard's shoulders this afternoon. What statement has he made with this moment?
Well, you know, funny, my mind thinks to his press conference, and he did actually say that, listen, if we avoid relegation, we won't be celebrating, because it's not, you know, you want to be better than that, fighting relegation, particularly a club of the size and the stature of Everton. But it's natural, isn't it? Normal to celebrate when the relief is so palpable. That was a dream 45 minutes for Everton Football Club. Rob's absolutely right. Delhi was better. Their football was better. They found a way. There was more composure. There's less frenetic kind of panic in the way that they tried to play in the first half. They couldn't put 3 passes together. And I mean, for the Bill Kenwright, for the owner, for the board of directors, for the future of Everton, this is so big with the plans they've got for a new stadium. I mean, look at this. This is crazy.
Quick little story. There's an Everton ex-legend called Adrian Heath who lives here now in the US, and he's been texting me, and he was saying, I can't watch the game. That's how much this club means to the fans, to the ownership, to the ex-players, they're so proud of what they've done, that they've been in the top flight for so long, that they just weren't going to let this go. And these tears of emotion and satisfaction, and you know, this club's come. Frank and this group have got to use this for better times now. There's got to be bigger and better things ahead for Everton.
Well, that's it, Robbie, because it was pretty bleak for a lot of the season for Everton, and Frank Lampard had a huge task on his shoulders. How do they use this? What do they do with this moment to not be in this situation again next season?
Well, you just said it. I mean, to say to this squad, we don't want that again. We don't want the drama and the stress and the pressure and the anxiety of having that again. Now, back to earth, the team needs a lot of work, a lot of help. Frank Lampard, I'm sure, is Joe Royal there, a former manager, of course. There's Peter Reid as well, a legendary player, Peter Reid there, a central midfield player. They don't want to be in this situation again. The recruitment's got to be better. The club's got to find a way to make better decisions all around the playing side. Frank Lampard is a young manager that would have learned a ton from this. This is pretty cool here. Let me just listen to these guys.
you are a Everton fan tonight, what kind of emotions will be going through the...
Relief. Just relief for the club that it's going to have another season back in the Premier League. Football's incredible, and this is Everton's day.
I think amazing at Goodison Park.
But they're not going anywhere, are they?
They're not
They're
going
going to go
anywhere.
through all the songs, all the Everton songs, all the chants, all the whole repertoire. That's the relief, that's the jubilation, that's the celebration now. And wow, they're going to be playing Premier League football next season, which is, of course, so critical to the future of this great club.
Some of the best scenes we have seen all season. Everton safe, so the relegation battle does continue. It's gone final at the other two games today as well. Burnley went down to 10 men but held on for the draw at Aston Villa. Chelsea and Leicester also drew. So what a championship Sunday we are in for, boys.
Delhi was amazing. The shape of the team, we'd changed before half-time, but we could give some information without the change. But my point was, it's not the tactical change, it's the emotions now, and it's the character. And can you energise the crowd? Can you score an early goal or a goal to get us back in the game? And then you have to believe in anything. Really simple message, and from then on it's just the players. Hand it over to them, they deserve all the credit.
Was that timing of the first comeback goal crucial, Frank? Just 10 minutes after the break. Did that give you the belief?
Yeah, absolutely. If we don't get that, the game goes on, and it's probably difficult to get back and win it. And we knew we needed to win tonight because kind of expected Burnley to get something. And the last day is a real difficult one for us to go to Arsenal and have it all on that. So that goal was crucial. And once that goal went in, when you felt the crowd and you felt our players and something about the night, something felt special to me. It's easy said now, but as soon as we scored that goal, I felt that we had a real belief. And again, the players were just incredible to a man. The crowd lifted them, the players reacted, and we've created a special night in Everton's history.
And tell us about the man who got the winning goal as well, Frank. A man who only just found his way really back into your starting lineup after a difficult season.
Yeah, and the difficulties have been that he's not been fit. You know, like even when he's playing for us in my time here, he's been coming back off an injury, trying to gain fitness, getting another niggle, and all. You know, he's such a good lad, Dominic, and it's very easy for people to judge from the outside when a player that's hit his levels before can't hit them again because of injury. And then in the last two games, you've seen an absolute powerhouse of a centre forward, one of the best out there. When you can hit him, he can run behind, and he can do what he did for the goal, which is. Not many. For me, he's the best out there when it comes to a centre forward that can leap and head it as he does when he's at his best. And his goal was a huge goal in Everton's history. Delighted for him because he's worked really hard and he's had to suck it up this year when he's trying to get back from injuries, and he's done it, and he did something special for us tonight.
How important then was it for you, Frank, to share the moment with the fans who've been there and urging you on every step of the way in recent weeks?
It was so important because we needed them tonight. At 2-0, it would be easy for them to turn it in and expect the worst. So they dragged the players, but they've been doing that for a long time, Dave. They've been doing it since, well, particularly in the last 6. The Chelsea game after Burnley was a difficult moment for us, and the fans have dragged us through, lifted us, turning up at the stadium before. The atmosphere today was again another level of something it's extraordinary what they're doing and have done. And so they deserve the moment. And so to see them all on the pitch, you know, I have to be straight, we don't condone getting on the pitch, but we see it regularly. But it was in such good faith today because they've suffered this year because they want this team in the Premier League. They want success. And when they see a team giving it everything they can, they react instantly. So those moments at the end of the game were priceless. And for me, I have to give a big shout out to the club because I came in for 3.5 months ago. It feels like a long time. Relegation battles are tough. They're an experience in their own right. And the support I've had from the owner, from the chairman, from everybody around the club, and the fans, how they're bought into what we're trying to do, has been huge. And that's within Everton. It doesn't always get the national media. It doesn't get it, because the interesting story is that Everton might get relegated. It's not that Everton are fighting for their lives and have got a heart and a soul and want to stay in the Premier League. And tonight, everyone can see the heart and the soul, and we've stayed in the Premier League.
We saw you actually climbing up to the box at the end there, a bit like Pat Cash when he won Wimbledon, Frank. Was that why that you?
Yeah, it was, because I looked up to the chairman, and they've had to me, and I didn't do a pat. I went, around back of the houses and jumped up there, and I just had to say thank you. You're seeing people, legends like Graham Sharp, Peter Reid, Joe Royle, all the fans on the way there, and then I stood on the ledge, and they told me to get off because when you're 43 and you're a bit heavier than you used to be, you got to be a bit careful. So I just had to enjoy the moment and spend it with the people that have supported me since I've been here. And I came into the club when there were a lot of splits. From the outside, I looked at it, and when I came in, where are we going? How do we bring this together? And we've managed to bring it together. Everyone at the club deserves huge credit for that. Now it's time to take stock. It's time to enjoy for a moment, because we have secured our safety, and then it's time to think about how do we try and make sure we're not here again next year, because there are reasons why we're here, and we have to try and work on those over the summer.
That's the big question and fans will want answering now. How confident are you that next season is going to be different?
Well, me being confident or not doesn't matter. It's practically what we do. It's what I do, and how I see the squad and how we can improve it. It's been tough because of certain things this year in terms of where we're at, and we have to find every way we can improve the club, the squad, and ourselves. And a lot of that starts with us as staff. It's hard work. And then can we find areas of the squad that we can strengthen to give it more balance, because the balance hasn't quite been there, and I realised that pretty quickly. And then we keep working forward in a real positive direction. We're looking at the whole club as a whole, and it's not just me. It's absolutely not me, because a lot of things I don't know. It's not my expertise, but we've got good people that are working in the right direction. All I can focus on tonight and think about is the players and my staff, because I asked my staff to come up here 3.5 months ago, and some of them were in jobs, some of them are out of jobs, a lot of them have left their families and spent a lot of time toiling for hours and hours, and they're really, really good people. And we met Duncan Ferguson, we met Alan Kelly, who have been amazing, and it's only right that I give huge thanks to my staff that have toiled and felt it and put in the work, and we'll continue to do that. Everton fans can know that as long as we're at this club, myself and my staff will give everything.
Frank, it just leaves us to say huge well done, congratulations, thanks so much for talking to us, and I'm sure you'll enjoy the rest of your evening.
Cheers, chaps, thanks very much, thank you.
A very happy chairman, Bill Kenwright. Sure, Farhad Mashoubi is watching on and breathing a huge sigh of relief as well, as are every Evertonian right now. Just how big a moment, Dion, is this for Everton Football Club?
It's really, it's a bigger word than huge, massive. I just think Frank's gone there, the situation where they don't want to be, but they've grafted, they've stuck together, they've done what that football club deserves, stay in the big time. The fans have just been incredible, they really have, and I think the fans have put a bit of pressure on the players. They've supported them, the blue smoke everywhere. They've basically said, listen, we've done our bit, you do your bit. Players have done their bit as well, and the staff. Well done.
Let's hear from a couple of those players. Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Michael Keane have been giving their reaction to Pien Mullenstein.
All I can say is wow, and of course for you to get that goal, what was going through your head?
Goal early to give ourselves a chance. Obviously we had to keep plugging away. It wasn't going to come easy because they're a good team, Palace, but we knew if we got one, the fans would make a difference. We put them under pressure. And
love the game. It's why the fans love the game. In an ideal situation, we wouldn't have been in the position we were, but then it produces moments like that, and you can go from low to high so quick. I don't think I'll sleep tonight, or maybe I will. I'm not sure, but words can't describe that feeling scoring that goal.
Does it feel like a huge weight has been lifted now?
Absolutely, it's the biggest weight in the world, I think.
It's been a hard season, long season for everyone. The pressure, feeling the pressure on where we are on the table. We know we shouldn't have been there. But to finish like we have in the last 6 weeks, I think the lads deserve massive credit, the fans deserve massive credit, and the manager and the staff, it's been incredible.
Just a word on the fans, because I know the way that they welcomed you to this game today, the way they have been doing for the past few weeks has been incredible.
It's been unbelievable. The way that they've been supporting us, welcoming us into the ground. It's blue flares everywhere, and it's been an unbelievable experience. And I think they've made the difference at the end of the day. You look at the way we played. We were unlucky last game. No one wants to hear about that now, but this game, when we got the first goal back, they made the difference for me. And on a personal note, I know some fans have questioned that, and whilst I always give 100%, and I hope that my goal today shows that and the way that I worked in the game. So I'm just pleased to kind of made the difference in the end.
Do you think the fight back in that second half just proves how much every single player wanted to keep this fight going in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think throughout the season people have questioned our mentality, how much we like this club more than anything in the world, and we know we've let the fans down a lot of times this season. But to win like that tonight, I think you can see what it means to all the players, as well as obviously the fans, but the players as well. It's huge. We did not want to take this club down, and it's a massive relief that we've managed to save ourselves.
Big relief.
What's the plan now?
I'm gonna go and have an ice bath full body.
We'll see. I don't know.
Well, enjoy, guys. Congratulations.
He's the ball he can jump onto, isn't he? You can see just what it means to them. Just the relief must be everything, Stephen.
Yeah, listen, myself and Dion have been in situations like that, and the reliefs, you can't even describe the feeling, but I think...
No, we don't want to see it at all. I mean, we know how overjoyed the Everton fans are, but you can't be doing that. You can't be pushing managers and pushing players, touching players, shouting at players in their faces, and it's just not what we want to see. We know it's the minority. We know it's only one or two that spoil it for everyone. Having fans on the pitch is not the way forward. We have to stop or allowing fans to get on the pitch. It's too dangerous.
Well, we've seen the fan jailed today, the Forest fan, for 26 weeks for his assault on, and there was an incident in that same game around C to the fan. It's not what we want to see, Dion, is it?
No, we don't want to see it at all. I mean, we know how overjoyed the Everton fans are, but you can't be doing that. You can't be pushing managers and pushing players, touching players, shouting. We know it's only one or two that spoil it for everybody else, but having fans on the pitch is not the way forward. Letting fans or allowing fans to get on the pitch, it's too dangerous. And
emotional players and managers, that there is going to be collisions, reactions, things that we don't want to see.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable, and it's things that probably can't be avoided. If there's that many people running onto a pitch and players are trying to get off, there's going to be the odd incident here and there. And like Dion said, it is the minority. Most of them Everton fans tonight will be on that pitch just revelling in the joy that their team has stayed in the Premier League. And it's disappointing to see, and it's got to be stopped. Really, there's got to be something done to stop that many fans getting on the pitch so easily.
What happens if you make an announcement before the game that anybody runs on the pitch, they have a life ban? They're not going to go on the pitch, Dave, because they're not going to go on the pitch.
So you're going to ban 20,000 people?
Well, Dave, that's the choice, isn't it? That's the choice you make. What's it? Or do you make your pitch, hallowed turf, so they can't come on? Fans need to enjoy the experience. Don't spoil it. Enjoy it from the stands. We can't have players and staff in fear of their lives. If fans come on the pitch, you can't have it.
And it's difficult for a player then to enjoy the moment, because straight away they're trying to get people around them, and for them, they can't enjoy it with the rest of the fans around the stadium. So it's always something, listen, it's happened for years, but it is something that hopefully can be...
See there are hundreds. Jim Patrick's walking by himself. He's got to walk across the pitch. They know that he's got to walk across the pitch. Surely security of some sorts around.
Again, Dave, you just mentioned it. How do you stop 20,000 fans getting on the pitch? Patrick's quick enough before the fans come on. As soon as that whistle's gone, the fans are on, and you're talking 1,000 at a time, and they're on the pitch. How do you avoid that? You can only avoid it. You have a life ban or something along those lines. I think the fans would enjoy it even more if they were in the stands and they allowed the players to go off and then come back on and do it together and sing together. I just think for any player on that pitch, it's a scary place to be.
There's a reaction, isn't there? Is Patrick going to find himself in hot water?
Possibly. Human being, if somebody's in your face and you've just lost a game which you should have won, or you think, what do you do? If someone's in my face, they'll probably do the same thing. It's hard to put yourself in Patrick's position because Patrick's in that position. So what do? It's hard to say, no, you shouldn't do this and Patrick shouldn't react. I agree, if someone is in your face and someone is pushing you, what do you do? You know,
it looks like acting with other Everton fans and making sure he gets away safely from the incident.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, getting people on the pitch, off the pitch safely. That's the main thing. I just think fans have to take the minority again. The other 20,000 fans that were on the pitch were probably fine and doing it in the right way and wanted to see the players and say well done and great, but you just cannot risk anybody going on the pitch. So